Okay, I'm currently trying to find the veil again, by which I mean I loaded the game up today and decided we're gonna poke at this fucking thing again. The scent and the veil are both missing, and I have not received an answer yet. I'm kind of hoping that maybe I can get better answers now that I have the patron with me, the hostess with me, the owner. I'm trying to find Vivian's scent. Do you know where it might be? That's just some random guy. No, I do not, and I fear that were it right beneath my nose, I would not realize it. I have nearly no sense of smell remaining, you see? Sad, I know, but we all age. I'm told Vivian always gives off the most beautiful fragrance. I'm trying to find Marissa's crimson veil. Do you know where it might be? He shakes his head. I know the veil of which you speak. Once or twice I have seen Marissa outside the brothel wearing her veil, but I do not know where it is now. The older-looking noblewoman greets you with an elegant curtsy. Well met, sir. Might I be so bold as to say, before you ask anything of me, that I am a patron here, and not one of the students. You're a patron? She nods. That is correct, young sir. I came here one evening to see for myself why my husband was constantly paying visits to the place. I became fast friends with a number of prostitutes, and so here I am. It's not only for men to enjoy a good conversation, you know. Obviously. True enough. I'm trying to find Vivian's scent. Do you know where it might be? No, I do not. Vivian has been on about that for some time, though. She is most upset. I would be most pleased to see it returned to her, for she speaks of little else these days. Crimson Veil. The woman frowned sharply. Oh, I care not for that Marissa. A most unpleasant disposition had she. As for that veil of hers, no, I know nothing of it. What can you tell me about the silent prostitute? I do not know her, and I cannot recall her name. I have been told that she cannot communicate. And so I have never taken upon myself to try and speak with her. She can communicate, though. Oh wait, no, she refuses to communicate on any level, huh? Not even just verbally. Greetings again. Oh, this is Echo, right? She's standing where the other character used to be, so I thought it was them. Trying to find Vivian's scent. Marissa's veil. I'll even ask Vivian for more information. Trying to find Marissa's veil. Do you know where it might be? Were to know? Yeah, she set it alight. She'd burn it. She hates it. No hint of where it is, though. And then another person that recommends talking to Delora. We've been over how I don't have dreams. I'm trying to find Vivian's scent. No, I don't. Most of the women will say she's prissy, but she's never been nice enough to... But she's been nice enough to me. Does prissy mean not nice? Complimenting me on my eyes, and she smells so good. I hope she finds her own scent again, too. Soon. Try asking Nanny about it. She's everywhere at once and might have seen someone. Nanny. Right, Nanny. This is the one that says that she's even worse than the other one. There's no details. I'm just trying to... I'm kind of struggling right now in that I'm trying to figure out how to even proceed with this game. In that there's just entire storylines where I just do not know how to make anything happen. Like, I've talked to seemingly everyone and I don't have many more options. And so I just don't know what to do. Ah, click on her. People keep saying to ask Nanny. And then people are like, why would I ever want to find that? People do not want her to have her veil back. This person seems to be pretty in the know usually, so it stands out to me that he acts like he doesn't know about the veil being missing. That makes me suspicious. I'll need something from you to keep quiet about this one. Then he threatens my hand. I don't get the chance to... I'm going to chop you up for kindling. You literally can't threaten him. You just loop forever about how you're going to tell on him, and then you're going to do violence on him, and you just loop forever and can't do either of them. Which is just annoying. It kind of feels like cheating that you can't actually follow through with any of your threats with him for seemingly no reason. It's such an abundantly erotic fragrance. So erotic in this place that's supposed to not be about that, really. Talk to the tail person a lot. Have you spoken to your mother lately, Eves? Eves nods, smiling. I have. Thank you. Where the fuck is Nanny? Marissa's an interesting tale. Do you want to say it? And this is the one that reveals she has a cursed appearance. Maybe I can bring that up and something will come of it? Because we've never talked to her about it before, I don't think. That we have context for her appearance. Marissa's cold, cruel voice hisses out from the darkness. It returns. You have a reason for coming this time, I trust, or just more of your pointless questions? More pointless questions, Marissa. I'm trying to find Vivian's scent. Do you know where it might be? Alright. Why do you remain behind this screen? Please, come into the light. Nay, and the addition of please will not serve to persuade me. And what is it you want? Surely you did not come all this way to see me. I do want to see what you look like. You have no such want. Oh, I do. What do you look like? The darkness hides us both. Let's make it a game. I'm frightfully bored. Let me guess. Are you a human male? I think so. You think so? How could it not know? I really have no what a strange sentence. I really have no sure idea of what I am. Truly, that's almost interesting. There's a sound of hissing in the darkness. Describe yourself for me. I'm tall, muscular, and horribly scarred. Indeed? She pauses for a moment. How were you so horribly scarred? Wait, never mind, I do not wish to know. Now describe yourself for me. Marissa describes herself as a shapely, pale-skinned, beautiful woman with a forked tongue, hair made up of writhing asps and glowing eyes, which you assume she must be keeping shut. Are you a fiend?
Updated my journal.
Marissa laughs lightly, the sound accompanied by a slight hissing. No, hardly, though I've powers some might call fiendish. My glance turns living things to stone, for instance, from beings of flesh to statuary with the bat of an eyelash. Living things to stone? Could you turn, say, a limb into a statue? I suppose I could, had you a limb, and were I inclined to do so. And I might be so inclined, had I my crimson veil. Do I need a limb statue for something and I've just forgotten? Like, I know I can get a pet limb, so I know where I'd get one to turn to stone, but why would I do that? What can you tell me about the silent prostitute? Yes, Echo. I knew another Echo once, though her name was written differently. Okay, this is all old. Alright, so where is Nanny? You know, I am controlling all of you, so you guys could also open the door if you're gonna block it. I'm just saying. Fuck it, you all just stand here and I'll just play as this guy. It makes it, like, I am controlling all of them. It doesn't make that much sense that if somebody else arrives at the door first, they won't open it. If I say everybody kill this guy, they all kill him. Try hive gutter. Or perhaps that's just a similar aroma. To be serious though, Marissa stole it. Marissa, you sure? I'm hoping you'll make the mistake of trying. Very useful answers here. Legitimately, where is Nanny? This can be a very frustrating room to look for people in. Everyone walks around, and you can't see into any of the rooms. And then you have to press tab to see anyone's names. There they are. Kamashi said someone's been taking things from her room, too. Have you seen anything odd? Nanny's eyes go suddenly wide. Oh, that's right! You know, once I saw a man sneaking out of Kamashi's room while she was out talking to a patron. I watched the front doors all day, but he never, ever left. Isn't that odd? I don't think he... I don't think he could have made it out a window, and so I never figured out where he went. Then I totally forgot about it. Weird, huh? So somebody, yeah, the person who steals stuff doesn't leave. Yeah, I think the Nanny, the stuff about them is not new. So it's you, right? You punk? You're the man that never leaves. Nanny told me she saw a man leaving Kamashi's Addertongue's room. I think that was you, Louis. You think? Think? How could you be so alarmingly rude, so ludicrously presumptuous, as to spout forth such an accusation without being absolutely certain of your charges? How dare you? Impertinent, brassy cur. Why, I ought to... As Louis rails and curses, his drawers open and close. You notice a small bundle of crimson cloth tucked alongside some of the clothes. The repeated opening and closing of the armoire drawers makes it difficult to grab, however. Make a try for it. You simply cannot move your hands quickly enough to snatch the crimson cloth from within Louis. The most you could accomplish would be getting your fingers crushed. Give me that crimson cloth. Shan't. Won't. Never. Bag and wine? Pull open the drawer of the cloth. The drawer remains closed. You hear it puffing and wheezing from the exertion. Go away, you barbarian. Pull it open. Pull it open. Pull it open. Pull it open. Fuck your exertion. Bag and wine for the cloth. Oh, please stop that rubbish. It's quite tiresome and transcends all known meanings of the word boredom. Oh, I kept doing it. Oh. I was giving up and trying to leave by picking the bottom option. Stop! How tediously dull. You're making me quite drowsy. The armoire yawns, exposing the crimson cloth where it rests snugly beside some undergarments. You dart your hand in and seize it before the drawer can close itself. Tucking it away, you notice that it is perfumed with a light, exotic, and most pleasant fragrance. Damn it! You rogue! Blackguard! Scoundrel! You give that back this instant. That's not yours. This is an exceedingly personal garment that belongs to a lady of this establishment that would not appreciate you fondling their private things. Oh, but it's all right for you, you wooden pervert. I'm not doing anything so criminal and malicious as you are. I am merely soaking in sensations necessary to my growth as an individual. Yes, yes, farewell, Louis. Even in a non-brothel, they managed to sneak in a weird pervert that's using the... There's always someone who seemingly misinterprets the tenets of whatever organization they're in. Not that the organizations are necessarily pure in concept anyway, but like the other people that are like, if you work hard and everybody like does their best, that everyone's capable of achieving godhood, all mortals can become gods, blah blah blah, was the other group's thing at the Foundry potentially. And then here, but there was the guy that's like, yeah, I'm the one who's God. Everyone else is trash. I'm better than everybody. Like the one guy that ran the forge thought he was superior to everybody, and that optimistic concept that anyone can become great was actually just talking about him specifically, not everyone else. Because I need to take a drink of water. Yeah. It takes a concept that's kind of equalizing, like it's a thing that, like the message is essentially that this greatness is in everyone, which can be corrupted into basically capitalism. The idea that there's a hierarchy of people and that it's fair. It's explicitly who's on top and who's on bottom because we all had a chance, and I'm just made of better stuff and these people are trash, and that whole like mentality is what he puts onto that essentially. I said having only talked to people in the lobby because we're not in the organization, so we don't know how the deeper stuff goes. I don't know, like if you would like dive deeper into these organizations, if the they themselves get interrogated on that level, and maybe there's hypocrisies and so on deeper in there. But here the sensates are supposed to try to soak in every experience, but this guy's just using it as a moral justification to be a pervert that infringes upon people's personal space and so on. And all things considered, given like accusations against Chris Avallone, who I think wrote this game, and a lot of CRPGs that people like, just kind of feels weird to then go back and play a game that has a weird pervert in the brothel that you cannot punish. Like you can't tell on him, you can't attack him, you just have to just leave him there. This is I'm sure the comment section will love this topic, but like in like the Me Too era and the waves and waves of stuff coming from that, both good and bad and so on, like the good was definitely an increased awareness of abuse that happens in all the different facets of society, and how power is used to silence women and so on. So the idea that the explanation for why you can't, the reason why you can't tell on him is that he's so powerful is itself oddly dark. Like it's just kind of distressing. Like he is made by this game untouchable, and you're like, I don't know, I don't like this. I don't like this quest. I don't like thinking about this anymore. Had you any luck finding my scent, perchance? Yes, I found it in this red veil.
Updated my journal.
Vivian's eyes light up. Oh, how simply wonderful. She takes the veil from your hands, mutters a few words over it, and returns it to you. She shakes out her crimson hair, and in moments you are surrounded by the most intensely exotic and arousing scent you have ever had the pleasure of smelling. That smells great. I'm straight at gunpoint in this game. It does it not? She smiles at you. And as you have done a favor for me, so I wish to perform one for you. Stand close to me, Scarred One. Approach her. You step closer to Vivian. She takes your hand and, turning it over, takes a single cautious sniff of your wrist. Phew, she wrinkles her nose. Vinegar, or embalming fluid? Here, I will remove this smell from you. She mutters a few strange syllables, and a light tingling sensation spreads over your skin. In a moment, your chemical reek lessens substantially. There, how is that? People should be less eager to avoid conversation with you now. Thanks, Vivian. Farewell. Charisma up. Honestly, the great sign for me is, was that my voice? Is that what I sound like? What? No, that was the flames guy. Okay. I'm like, what? I don't know what he's talking about flames, but just level up noises, but what a noise to make. Okay, so I gained charisma. Neat. That's already one of my highest stats, but okay. I really need more strength to justify this build better. Yeah. This character's a train wreck overall, but I get a bunch of bonus points from random quest stuff, so he's always going to be overpowered. Like, it's dangerous to give people bonus stat points in a game using D&D model. Like it's so hard to get. Like your power level's so determined by those stats. Like thinking about it, like under the 3.5 system, you get what? You get a stat point every other level, and then you only get a stat bonus from your stats every other level too. Like only the even numbers affect your modifiers. So that means it takes 4 levels just to affect the dice roll of one stat by 1 point. In a game where your maximum level is 20. It's quite the hike. So there's some progression you have to work for, or of course receive items and stuff like that, and quest rewards that augment your character from the outside. Actually, I've brought your Crimson Veil. Then would you please hand it over? Of course, here you are.
Updated my journal.
You hand the Crimson Veil. You hold the Crimson Veil before you, and feel her take it from your hands. Ah, yes, much better. 2 shining points of red light appear before you as she opens her eyes. So, that's what you look like. Perhaps I would have been better off with my eyes shut. Watch that forked tongue of yours, Marissa. Do not get me even started. Why do you remain behind the screen? Marissa's silent for a time before answering. At first it was because I had lost my Crimson Veil, but now, I do not know. Perhaps I have grown accustomed to dealing with my patrons in this manner. I have grown to enjoy it. In time, I imagine I will tire of it and venture out into Sigil once more, but for now, I am comfortable here. Her behavior's not going to change. So we don't have our answer about the Crimson Prostitute, the Silent Prostitute yet, but do we have, oops. Oh, good thing I just hit, I meant to hit journal. Good thing I just saved right before I hit load on accident. Well, that was big progress. Miriam needs a way to remove his memories. I did find the river Styx water, but I don't know how to store it. What a weird problem. And he's got Dolores' keys to her heart, so that's 2 quests that I can complete for big progress too. Xander wants the bird cage festooned with razor blades, which is also kind of baffling. And then I need a skull so I can get... How do I find a skull?
I'm gone.
I have $49, which is also not great. Alright, I'm glad I made progress. Shortly after I was talking about how aimless I'm feeling. Because yeah, I have a stacking number of quests where I just do not know how to proceed. And unlike previous times, I'm also running out of map. Have I finished exploring yet? Like the known sigil locations? The under sigil! I haven't been there yet, right? That's the looming thing that I should explore. Okay. So I was just sitting here thinking, like, where the hell do I go? Because I'm having trouble finding new things. Maybe the under sigil has a skull. But I want to revisit the curiosity shop. I kind of want to buy everything and just see what kind of weird stuff comes out of everything, obviously, because it's just kind of fun. But I don't think I thought about skulls when I was here. I just want to... Yeah, here to buy something. Exotic items. Front of the shop. Baby oil, chocolate, Quasit, Codex of the Inconceivable. Back of the store. Stained lens, Yevra's ring, rune-covered ale stein, tattered ragdoll. Middle of the store is empty. Yeah, I can't really afford anything anyway because I have no money. Which is more reason to go down there, I guess. You learned friends. Can you learn chromatic orb? Okay. On top of all of your gold spells, I guess. I have Phenom's book, but he won't talk to me. Which is its own bit of strange.
Alright.
Let's see. I also might want to spend more time in the maze. I bounced off it a bit because I'm like, oh, this seems kind of like one of those like infinite content grindy things, but there's probably something narrative to do there by at least doing it a little bit. But like even doing the initial parody that it was like doing a little parody of it's like a little parody of dungeon crawlers, like here's repetitive content and loot grinding and the same fight over and over again, ha 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 ha. I'm like, cool, this joke wore it out its welcome immediately. You just are the thing you're parodying. I was literally just going from room to room, doing the same fight over and over again, and then just checking for the chance that sometimes there may be slightly newer dialogue that's kind of funny to read. And that was the entire incentive to play it. And I'm like, cool, but it's not that much of an incentive. Like, after a few rooms, I'm like, this is a fun... It went from funny joke to, I don't really want to do this anymore. That's a lot of scaries. Treelandi's nuts. Alright, yeah, so you two are just melee people.
Endure. In enduring, grow strong.
You can cast a scary spell on to start us out. Blessing? Blessing is also a multi-person spell, so that's cool. And I guess it's about time for me to actually read all these spells. I'm intimidated when I'm given a character that has like 12 spells out of nowhere, and I'm like, oh, Jesus, okay, But obviously it is D&D, so at least in some of these cases you could have had them all memorized. Not so much this guy. I think these are all made up. Ball Lightning's not, but these are not. Those probably not we're not in the game that it's based on. So that's some homebrew. Seeking Flames, 180 feet, duration 30 seconds. As the maintainer of life, fire is a true blessing. Yes, as it warms, it also burns. While it is a blessing, it is also a curse. Its scorching flames distract and weaken all enemies who succumb to its effects. The Seeking Flames grant all enemy targets in a 50-foot radius -1 to attacks and -1 to saving throws. That's a good start. Let's hit that guy with that. Everybody get busy. It feels so weird whenever I tell somebody to attack and they just walk instead of run. Like, I guess you can do that. There's reason to do that in D&D. I don't think there's much reason to do that in D&D based games. I don't think that these games tend to enforce movement as an action. So I don't think, like, if you shift click on someone, you sprint to them, and as far as I'm aware, that does not in any way penalize you. And I think it's never penalized me in any game that's based on D&D that is in real time, any CRPG. Which is kind of weird when you think about it. Because it is a trade-off. Like, every time you play... Granted, I don't know if that was a thing in 2. But I think in both 3.5 and 5, if you run, that's you using both of your actions. Because every turn is a movement action and a attack action and a bonus, and like the bonus action potentially, which is the nebulous side thing that's not, you don't explain on first pass. And if you sprint, you use your attack action as a second movement action to move twice as far. You'll recognize this from XCOM, because XCOM has this exact same system where you have a movement action and an attack action, and the attack action usually, I don't remember if it ends your turn in that game or not, but you can sprint in XCOM. You can move twice as far, but then you lose your turn. But yeah, I don't think these games penalize you for running at someone, so your character should just always run. I don't think there's any justification for them to not run usually. Anyway, ow. She's out of healing spells. For 10 seconds, -2 penalty to attack rolls and +2 to all saving throws. This might save her. These guys seem like they might be evil. This is the version of D&D where
Don't let it end like this.
I got deleted, and she is dead. I think my characters might have not started fighting, though. To be fair. First of all, get the fuck in there and be the first target, please. Okay.
Yes. Hi.
Endure.
Weakness hears you.
In enduring, grow strong.
So make them all weaker. Nope. Make us all stronger.
I hear your words.
Alright, he is instantly basically dead again. Your serious wounds?
I'm here.
Fitting. Fiery rain. I think this will hurt my teammates. This also doesn't say that it only works on enemies. It just says everyone. I can start pummeling someone with fire.
I will hear you.
Yeah, that was pointless strategy because literally the next millisecond we were dead. Okay, it's dangerous down there.
I'm gone.
Well. Shit. Just want to make sure. We have not found out how to carry this, right?
Ballard, also known as Wanker City.
Wanker City.
All right.
Hope nobody saw that. Ha ha ha. Oh, damn it. Well, I'm pressing the wrong buttons here when I'm trying to press. I must be thinking of a game where you pressed L to open your log or something. Kind of trying to even think about what the main mission is right now. Is it to do the Dream Builder? Is that the main story right now, technically? I don't know how to find a skull of great value. Maybe it's time for me to, like, pick a faction to join
Right.
in order to get any further in the narrative, or just kind of prompt more to happen. I feel like I'm kind of in a corner where all of the objectives are unfinishable. I don't know where I'm supposed to get a container. That solves any of my problems. Nor do I know who to ask about that. You rest here. Thank you.
All right.
Mirror of Imaging. Cast Magic Mirror. Permanent +1 Constitution for lawful good characters. It's like a little bit of incentive to be that specific type of character, which I am not. This honestly might be more valuable to me as money than it is as a usable item. I should check whether or not somebody else can now use the Mage's Shield. The Angleless Eye. Aren't I already... I'm not using the Angleless Eye. Just the regular eyeball. This might be worth it. +1 AC versus missile, -1 AC versus crushing. That part sucks. And the trap thing doesn't really matter. But Thaco +1 is kind of neat. I had it in my head that I had 2 of these. Okay, the Mage's Guard. Somebody else can... Oh. Only usable by mages. I think you... Yep. Actually doesn't affect his AC. So... Doesn't affect either of their ACs. Aren't you a mage? Not enough. No, she's a thief. She's a thief warrior. I guess I'll sell the Mage's Guards then. They don't give anybody armor. So I think this is a quirk of, like, it's not like they stack armor, it's like you have a collective armor and this will improve your armor to this point if it's not this good yet, but if it is, then it's literally useless. But I think they're worth like a fair chunk of money, so... That's 800 right there. Because I usually can't afford much. Now I can go make a dent in all of those, them things. I'll hold on to that in case I ever get a chance to use it, because it just... I don't know, maybe I should sell it. Tempted to sell this too, just because we're worth a fair amount, even though it's It's like, it's a unique item just for me, and you gave it to me, so it's mean to sell. Let's see here. Neutral good, and I'm leaning... I want to go chaotic good if I can. It's just the vibe I like. Yeah, lawful neutral's the closest we have. Most of my characters are not good. I don't think Morte was good. I also don't think I can influence this game doesn't strike me as one where I can necessarily influence the alignments myself. Maybe in like a very specific, like, here's the two outcomes you can have in their narrative or whatever, but not so much like a collective, like, active influence, like drawing everyone towards or away from your good side, light side, dark side, KOTOR 2 stat based on their affinity for you and whatnot. I think it was KOTOR 2 where you influence other people to be like you, or the opposite of you if they hated you. You know what? Let's make a call. This requires you to be lawful good, and only lawful good, and no one will ever be that in my playthrough, so... Hopefully I'm not proven wrong later, but it seems like a reasonable bet, and I don't think I'm going to be a mage again. I think I'm just going to have the other people be mages. I'm torn on this one. I could be a mage again. You're allowed to just switch around as much as you like, although, given a lack of any... It's tempting to have my character be the tank, because even though he's not... doesn't have stats for it either, but we have no frontline. Like, 2 exclusive spellcasters, a thief, rogue, warrior, and a warrior mage, but like ever since we've had him, he's always been this incredibly flimsy and easy to kill. So I don't know, I'm still just undecided on that. I might become a mage again at some point, potentially. Shit. I keep hitting L instead of J. Like, it's possible. Although at this point, like, he is level 8. And I'd be resetting back to whatever level the mage is. Whatever. The other thing was, the other one was worth more money and even less likely to be used. So it was more justifiable to sell. You cannot travel to the Modron Maze. Gotta use this guy. It's thankfully one button now, not a whole sequence.
I'm gone.
This guy still won't talk to me.
Curious construct this is.
Oh yeah, I already switched it to hard mode, which is where we'll apparently meet, like, the necromancer, I think was the boss. Let's see if we can even survive hard mode. You see a mechanical man with a volcanic red skin along one arm. Watches your approach warily. Greetings. Greetings, intruder. It cocks its head to one side and gives you a questioning look. What makes you think I'm an intruder? Gives you a wicked smile. Because you are not one of us, therefore you are an intruder. As an intruder, you must die. You must die. Ow.
Endure. Your path is mine.
Are attacks of opportunities a thing in this game? Am I punished for leaving when everyone's hitting someone? If anything, it seems to have broken his AI. He seems to have wanted to... Seems like he wanted to come attack me, and instead, just got stuck getting his ass beat.
Right.
Look at her just healing away. What is she even casting? She cast all of her Cure Light Wounds? I can't even right-click on this to see what it does. Did she spam all of her healing spells? All of her low-level ones? Maybe. You run out of spellcasting so quickly once you turn D&D into a video game full of enemies. He cocks his head to one side and gives you a questioning look. Why do you persist in questioning us? I do not understand. There was always the chance that I might learn something. It looks away for a moment in thought. Returning its gaze to you, it nods its head in agreement. Yes, I suppose that's true. Let me teach you about pain. It leaps to the attack. Oh, there's 3 of them. That's a bad number of them to have. That's not good. That's too many guys.
How may I help? Ignis hears you.
Let's try to get that advantage started. Uh-oh.
I'm listening.
Bang, bang, Maxwell's silver hammer came down on her head. A sphere of fiery red is called upon to weaken and slow the enemy. Caster summons a large magical orb of fire, which can then be hurled at a target using the caster's normal attack roll. The caster gains +3 to hit points on his... +3 to hit bonus on his attack roll. The orb does 1 to 6 damage, inflicts negative on strength and dexterity.
I will hear you.
Starting to feel a little poorly set up for most of the combat I'm getting invested in here. I might be in trouble. Just as a rule.
Again, death attempts to claim you.
That was some rapid fire healing that he then died from.
You're all right now, aren't you? I'm here.
Well, we didn't rest, but I also respawn here. That's nice. I respawn here, and with full, everyone's health is pretty much back, so I guess we just get right back to it. Everyone's even still on fire. What a bunch of losers. Okay, well they're dead this time.
I'm hurt.
This is less good when they all die immediately.
All right.
Quickly, everybody run over here. They didn't do very well. Okay. I was hoping to escape
I shall serve.
the enemies a little bit.
I hear your words.
Ignis hears you. Yes?
Here's a chance to obliterate this guy with magic.
Hi?
Okay,
I will hear you.
good start. She's dead though.
How may I help?
Cure serious wounds is gone, so she did use it. Cure moderate wounds. And you clot yourself. Nope, she's dead.
Die. Don't let it end like this.
Womp womp womp.
Are you well?
Do I need to look stuff up in this game? Do I need to cheat? Because this is becoming a problem. I'm feeling like I can't accomplish much anymore in this game, and due to the nature of it being a playthrough, that's kind of not an option. I do need to do stuff and do things in the episode and go places and accomplish things and. I gotta check, okay. Planescape Torment Raised Dead is a 5th level priest spell and one of the Nameless One's special abilities that resurrects a dead party member. How? How do I get that? You can learn this ability very early in the game from Dayanara in the mortuary first floor? I'm supposed- wait. Okay. How do I leave? I don't remember how to leave.
Done.
Hive mortuary.
I'm gone.
How do you learn Raise Dead from Dayanara? This is such a big deal. Having the ability to bring my party members back from the dead means that like, this is a game where the protagonist comes back to life forever, which has a major change on how combat works. It almost feels like you're... Sometimes, like, this difficulty is so high that it feels almost like I'm supposed to, like... just attrition through it. Like, well, I can't die, so lol. You'll die eventually. You'll lose eventually. But all my party members die, and then they just don't get back up forever. Like, they...
All right.
So that's... I haven't been able to use that as a concept.
My love.
But I literally came back.
Return to me. Can it be that your memories have returned?
No, I'm sorry. My memories are lost to me. Then it is as I feared. I am truly lost to you, and what was once an inconvenience for you, you now have the excuse to discard... You now have the excuse to discard me as you have my memory. Inconvenience? Discard you? I do not know you, spirit. My memories are no more. Tell me, who are you? What do you know of me? I'm trying to get my bearings, actually. What else can you tell me about myself? I know that you once claimed to love me, and that you would love me until death claimed us both. I believed that, never knowing the truth of who you were, what you were, and what am I. I cannot... She suddenly freezes, and she speaks slowly, carefully, as if her voice frightens her. The truth is, you are one who dies many deaths. These deaths have given the knowing of all things mortal. And in your hand lies the spark of life and death. Those that die near you carry a trace of themselves that you can bring forth. Those that die near you carry a trace of themselves that you can bring forth? As Dayanara speaks the words, a crawling sensation wells up in the back of your skull. You suddenly feel compelled to look at your hand. You lift it up and look at it. You can see the blood coursing sluggishly through your arm, pouring into your muscles and in turn giving you strength to your bones.
Updated my journal.
And you know that Dayanara is right. You suddenly remember how to coax the dimmest part of life from a body and bring it forth. The thought both horrifies you and intrigues you. You've remembered how to raise others from the dead. To access the special abilities, you can only use this on party members that have died in your presence. It will not work on anyone who does not travel with you, and it will not work on party members you remove from the party while they're dead.
I shall wait for you in death's halls, my love.
That was just waiting there? I really tried to exhaust the dialogue options too, so that's surprising. I even specifically was trying to get her to tell me all that I could get her to tell me about myself, and somehow I didn't get that one.
I'm gone.
I guess it's not always clear which times are moments where it's like, click every single option for maximum information, and other times where it's like, this is a dialogue choice where you're role-playing, and one of these is like the feeling of the reaction you want to give her. Like, oh, like lying to her and trying to comfort her. Like, I think I maybe remember something. And like that leads to a different conversation that doesn't actually lead to the ability you get from that conversation. Okay. This gives me a way of approaching the maze, at least.
All right.
Not the Undercroft place. That place is so difficult that it kills... That one fight defeats my party. Like, whereas this is a fight I might be able to win through attrition. I guess you could win every fight through attrition eventually.
Ignis hears you.
But I think Seeking Flames already...
He's my master.
I think Seeking Flames already affected these people. Still. This is fire-specific resistance. Want to find out the hard way whether or not this hurts my team?
Yes.
Endure. In enduring, grow strong.
Not Anna.
Well, beat one of them.
This limbo it brings the wicked has come to pass.
KO.
Are you alright?
That's my new ability. Now she's just alive. Her health's not great, but... Duration permanent instant. Speed 5. Affect one person. The most precious gift is bestowed upon all who were lost to the living. The Nameless One is able to cast it 3 times per day and is replenished when he rests. This spell restores life back to any slight individual chosen. No saving throws required. Can I rest? Oh, I can rest here. That's great because people's abilities will come back. I'd have to rest again to get her abilities back after she spent them all healing Anna. It's tedious, but at least it's the ability to accomplish anything, because I don't seem well optimized for combat. And it seems like the only places I can continue at all right now are combat-oriented. Haha, you can't get me.
How may I help? It should be done.
You maybe shouldn't be in there, though. Oh, Cure Light Wounds is like melee range? It is. Alright, died again. Guy is taking damage, he just has that much health.
What do you wish of Ignis? Lend me strength. In my faith, lend me strength. Lend me strength.
Lend me strength. Lend me strength. Lend me strength. Lend me... Oh my goodness. Oh my gourd? Oh. I guess that because she died, her entire inventory went on the ground. A goodie. Please get out of the way.
Might as well.
Oh goodness, even the stuff she was wearing dropped on the ground. Oh my god. Why would you do this?
Why not?
Option for proceeding diminishing in whatever. Significantly less interested in my option here than I was a minute ago. If I have to do like minutes of inventory management every time she dies. She drops all of her gear? Even if you revive her and then you have to put it all back on? And it doesn't auto-equip like the gear compared to like all of the trash in her inventory. Oh man. Why? It just feels unfortunate that it's set up that way. Can you rest in... It's too dangerous to rest here even though there's no one here.
I'm gone.
Well, we feel too weak for this dungeon. But I also don't want to do, like, grinding through the previous iterations of the dungeon until I'm, like... I don't want to grind through each difficulty of the dungeon to gain access to the new difficulty of the dungeon, either. Maybe I'll join a faction next episode, because I gotta come up with something to do. I'm kind of, like, at a dead end where I can't proceed under any storyline, as far as I'm aware. But I gotta do a show. I genuinely am like, I don't even know what the main story is anymore. I guess we're still looking for my journal, vaguely. What was even the last hint about my journal? Let's check my journal about my journal. My other journal. Check this journal about my other journal. Journal. When was the last time the journal was mentioned? The last time the word journal was mentioned was when Reekwin put all of his stories in my journal. Before that was just the original message about how I'm looking for my journal. Whew! After the... I remember the lead being that we went to where she found my body, which led to the Alley of Lingering Sighs. And then the Alley of Lingering Sighs led to us, exploring. We got 2 new zones to explore as a result of that place. And I don't know if I can remember a single lead about my journal since then. All we did was I carefully explored 2 entire regions with like 3 factions in them or something like that, and just like met a bunch of people, did a lot of quests, and now I'm like genuinely disconnected from the main story. It might just be the Dream Machine, but the Dream Machine was also just like there. Like the Dream Machine was hiding in a corner. An NPC that was not advertised and nobody pointed me to him was just like, yo, my entire family's legacy has been dedicated entirely to your Dream Machine. And I'm like, what? Who are you? Huh. I don't know. I'll come up with something to do and then we'll start the next episode, I guess.